I'm doing another video after the one I just did prior regarding the El Paso, Texas County Courthouse um, in El Paso, Texas. Sometimes in my videos I mention the word here, but no misunderstandings. There could be misunderstandings as if I were in a place that I'm not. Both my sons are El Pasoans, meaning they were born in the city of El Paso, Texas, in Del Sol Medical Center. I was born within the same county of El Paso, Texas, but in a different rural area. And no misunderstandings. I read through one of the Courier newspapers, and through a newscast, I became informed that, or it was informed that the name of the El Paso, Texas County Courthouse had changed to the Enrique Moreno County Courthouse. I haven't seen with my own eyes in person, so on much of the information I go by either on news reports or on information through the World Wide Web, newspapers, etc., etc. If on anything and everything regarding all the injustice I've insisted with, if anything happens to be different, what people called fake news or false news, or of completely different information, I am innocent. Years and years and years we were affected, and we have been affected, and it's been extreme what some very racist and malicious people have been capable of doing to get their racist ways affecting us a way or another, especially the times they tried incriminating several of us. I publicly say again, no misunderstandings. If ever someone has a question, please ask with respect. We are still affected, but I insist. And it is concerning and regarding sometimes if specifics abuse of communication sources, either to spread serious lies. There's situations to situations, but there is a difference to people that do it maliciously with bad intention regarding, for example, false news. And then there are us, the really innocent and affected, eager and hopeful and persisting and insisting for things to get resolved, especially the injustices that have been affecting us. So much pain, hardships, and it's been very traumatic. But no misunderstandings, please. Freedom of expression is extremely important. Freedom of communication, freedom of speech. And we are innocent of the people that have abused. It's obvious that with malicious intent against the right itself. And it is concerning. But again, I insist in good faith. My name is Janette. I am mother of Diego Daniel Armenta and of Juan Ulises Diaz. People, it is wonderful that rights are so constitutional rights, including the International Bill of Human Rights, also civil rights and rights in thousands of categories. Let us not abuse them, please. There is so much more regarding rights that must be modified for better, and I say this again in good faith. So yes, people, I honestly insist. My two sons and me are innocent of far from it and everything. And if ever any of the thousands of injustices affecting us and that have affected us, any of the information, if we were misguided, if we were giving misinformation, and or as malicious racist people on purpose caused and created the situations and used us, for example, as the ones that forced us against ourselves and possibly amongst, we're innocent. This is why I did correct to refuse false testimony, especially in court. They tried to force me to do false testimony. They wanted to force me, including to do very dishonorable government deals. And I said no. Rights are important, and we've been through too much. So I am a woman of honor and of respect, especially when it comes to the serious injustices affecting us. And I insist, if ever anything and or absolutely any of the details or information regarding the injustice affecting us happen to be different than how I've insisted, well, I am innocent of the very malicious, abusive, and racist people that have been at fault for what affecting us and that misguided us and or used us against ourselves among and or if amongst. These details are very important. And I have mentioned numerous times the El Paso, Texas County Courthouse, and if it did change its name to the Enrique Moreno County Courthouse in El Paso, Texas, I am innocent too. We'll find information regarding so there be no misunderstandings. And one of the reasons I've insisted and I've mentioned so many things like this is because including in that court as in other court systems that also include several justices of the peace and federal court systems, as obviously justice of the peace, state, federal, in different levels of state and government, we've been extremely discriminated and we were forced against ourselves, and correspondings including judges, other people in the court, they knew how much cheating and treason against us. They knew our rights were not being respected, and I kept on insisting, including through law enforcement. I tried to avoid it, but as if either no one cared or no one listened, or I can't answer on their behalf as to why they discriminated me, as to why they abused our rights, as to why they cheated against me and why they cheated against my rights and why they practically forced me against myself. I don't know. But the fact is that I had courage, including to tell several judges in different levels that they shouldn't be judges. My voting rights are still being affected, and it's very disappointing of some of the people that are still running for a judge and or that are possibly still in positions where they shouldn't be, especially the ones that either severely discriminated us and that caused for other people to hurt us and endangered our lives. I respectfully and humbly say those people should have been charged accordingly and put in prison and pay us, compensate us, and the entities covering up for them as well. And no misunderstandings to the entities, departments, judges, and people that are good, that are respectful of rights, that have integrity. Thank you, you're appreciated. But the fact is that there's numerous people that don't and that aren't. If not, we wouldn't be in this situation. So no misunderstandings, please. In the times that I have mentioned different court systems, places, and so forth, the fact is that it's true. We were severely discriminated. We were severely affected. And several of us look alike, but we're different people. From time to time, I even try to style the way I look a little different to avoid confusions with other relatives and with other people that we look alike to. And they deny that we be family, and I'm innocent of it. We have a huge family with amazing, wonderful roots. A lot of virtues, great qualities, etc., etc. But the fact is that severe injustices and difference of opinion has been controversial, and the racists and the very aggressive, dishonorable people that infiltrated among us to create so much pain, discord, misunderstandings, confusions, harm, and injustices, they caused a lot of damage that has now become irreparable in some categories and severe separations and distancing. So I've apologized too much, including for what both of my sons are innocent to for from and in, of to for from and everything that's affecting us. But these details are important. We are not fake news. This is real. This is truth. I've insisted with as much truth as possible, and I'm still standing ground. And I'm innocent. If other people didn't care, didn't believe me, or if they think I'm crazy or nuts, I am not. I am extremely affected. Daily, I cope with a variety of pain and trauma, which immobilize a great portion of my day. My sons have also been affected. And excuse the barking in the background. There's other neighbors that have dogs in the neighborhood. Rights are important, and I stand ground to it. If anyone thinks we're having it easy, you all gotta get your story straight. And I humbly invite people to really put attention without discrimination. I've insisted with a lot of pain, and it hurts to type, and it's a lot of trauma, including to make videos. It's in no way comfort, but on some videos I try to boost a little bit how I look, because I'm constant work in progress, including to improve my self-esteem. We went through too much harm, through too much tort, punishments, crimes, violence, through too much damage towards and against us by abusive aggressors, by competitors, by racists, and that including by correspondents and some of the people that were assisting them against us, and to retaliate, hurting us and affecting us different ways, including attacking our mental health. So yes, my name is Janette. I am innocent of more names to me and of more names against me. I am innocent of the several variations of my own name against me, and details of how I'm innocent and of every of situations are very important. My two sons and me are innocent of, to, for, from, and everything, and I've insisted because there could be some other people that are also innocent. So in good faith, I have insisted. So the reason why I mentioned the El Paso, Texas County Courthouse, as I found out through some reports and by reading on the Courier newspaper that I had changed its name to the Enrique Moreno County Courthouse. Haven't seen it with my own eyes to be as true or false. So I rely on the credibility of newscasts, of good reporters, whom I believe are good reporters, and newspaper ads too, and another source of media, including through the World Wide Web. And again, I say freedom of speech is extremely important. Let's not abuse it, people. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of communication, rights through thousands of categories, including the International Bill of Human Rights, constitutional rights, either state or federal, civil rights, and it ain't just for white people, it ain't just for black people. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us. Either whiter, or if a different shade of white, or if we're brown, or different shades of brown, or red, or if kind of yellow, or if different colors of whatever colors. Of whatever color, gender, origin, ethnicity, status, sexuality, sex, etc., etc. And whatever words aren't included in there, how wonderful it will be, or it would be, to make the proper mobilization to modify what need be modified in a way that our rights can be better respected, and to enforce no retaliation, no harm, no abuses of power towards and against us, like the thousands that already happened. So we appreciate what little bit is better, but from time to time, well, daily, I have to cope with pain and trauma, and it's not easy for me. It's fairly difficult. It's sad, and I say the truth. I'm innocent if some people don't believe me. If pain and trauma are a part of what affects me every day, is because of how overworked we've been through different categories, including years and years and years without pay has happened, and separate to years that we're on payroll, separate to work injuries, separate of so many attacks to us, separate of so much harm to us, separate of so much violence that was to us. We were so hurt, harmed, and injured. I haven't healed, and my sons either. And I've said the truth, innocent of the people that don't believe me, or don't want to believe, or don't want to listen, or don't care to listen. But if ever anyone sees my videos without discrimination, and you do care, you do pray for us, and or you do listen, and somehow, even if it's out of pity, a good prayer for us, thank you, you're appreciated. And I had to insist like this. How else, if almost every other way there's been cheating and treason against me? It is, and or it has possibly been, the fact that I insist publicly and that I've clarified serious misunderstandings and confusions that have been against me, that has assisted so we be a little better. But being a little better, merely surviving, doesn't mean we're doing well. Numerous very important rights, our rights are still being very affected. Oh, yeah. And we are innocent of what was done against our eye color, against our skin color, regardless of changes and so forth. We're still us. And that's a fact.